Good morning. Welcome to Stony Brook Golf Club. I am Jeff Nixon, head golf professional here. We're talk a little golf today. We're going to talk a little bit about how the body moves and what's going on, to get the proper sequence of the golf swing. And also talk a little bit about how your arms move and what speed they should be moving at. We're here this morning. It's a Saturday morning. We're fairly busy on the range. It's a beautiful March morning, probably about 75 degrees here at 9 o'clock. I sent that out to all my friends up north who are going through a snowy morning this morning. Anyway, we're talking a little golf. We're talking about how we're going to move the body and what goes on with the arms and the body and how they all sequence up. Some of you might be familiar with a term called kinetics, talking about how the sequence of the body works and the sequence in the golf swing. So normally in a golf swing, you would see movement back to the back leg. The shoulders would turn, and you try to get your shoulders to turn as far as you can while you maintain your spine angle. So in other words, you wouldn't want to get your spine to pop up or pop back. You just want to make sure that the spine is in continuous rotation here to this position, okay? My weight's on my right leg or my back leg if I'm left-handed. And then from this position, I uncoil, meaning that my hips rotate, my upper body turns, then my arms, and then we see the club. What happens with a lot of golfers is they get to this position and they try to go a little bit further and they get over here on their left side. Once you get over on your left side, the laws of physics basically maintain that you have an equal and opposite reaction, which means you're going to go back to this leg for the through swing. So are my hips going to be able to turn if my weight goes back to my right side? More than likely not. So from that position, I try to turn my upper body and my arms throw the club out this way. So I'm going to get this kind of path. The famous Johnny Miller over the top move. Now Johnny Miller always says about tour pros, well, he must have been over the top on that one. Not a lot of tour pros are doing an over the top move. Maybe slightly, but nothing as dramatic as what you'll see out here on the driving range any Saturday morning. This is the most common golf swing that I see. Here, and then from here, reverse, and then a throw. Two things are happening there. One, the weight is out of balance. The weight gets over here, you're done. You need to be back here. You got to be behind the ball, weight on this side, okay? From this position, you got to move down and through. Now see how my knee kind of bows out here a little bit? Get this knee to bow out a little bit. And I'm kind of digging down in the ground. If you ever watch tour players, you always see maybe their foot might spin even a little bit. I'm okay with that. Turn a little bit, turning through, look at the hips, and then the arms, and down to the ball. The point I'm trying to make is we want to be able to have a proper sequence. If we don't have a proper sequence, we really don't have a good chance of hitting the ball properly. The other thing I see a lot of is arms are not in a good rhythm, meaning that for most right-handed players, or even we'll talk lead arm here, this hand and arm are a lot stronger than the left. So my right is tremendously stronger than my left. Therefore, it impacts my left tends to bow up like this, and my right takes over like that. How many people see the chicken wing? This kind of motion on their swing, where you go up, and it's almost like you're trying to help the ball up into the air. You need to have that left arm in a similar rhythm to your right, and then be able to finish around. Those arms stay together. So I'm here, and I'm here. This arm staying in a similar motion. A low left finish. So many times I see with the amateurs and even good players, some of them, the right arm on the left arm on a high finish, chicken wing and out, club face open. Guess what direction the ball's going in? You got two choices. Either A, from this you can hold on and the ball goes right, or you can flip the club, release it, let the right hand take over, and the ball goes left. Neither one are going to provide you with solid square impact position. You need to make sure that the arms are in rhythm. How many people have gone to a PGA Tour event and looked at a PGA Tour player and thought, wow, their swing's so easy? It's because their arms and body are in such great rhythm. They're actually moving the club a lot faster than you could imagine. Really quick and through. But it doesn't look that way because it's effortless and because the arms are in such good rhythm. Now, this translates to every part of your game. Putting, chipping, pitching, and into the full swing. If my right hand or my lead hand is moving quicker than my left or my pull, that will create problems in chipping and pitching. It creates the chunk, the skull, and then basic little control of how far you hit it distance-wise. So you have to learn how to get your arms and body to work in rhythm together. Nice rhythm. Now here's what happens a lot too. We get in the grip, especially in the right hand, a lot in the palm and a lot of pressure. And a lot of pressure in this thumb. This thumb can be a real bugaboo, okay? We don't want that lot of thumb pressure there, because when I create thumb pressure, guess what's going to happen? This hand is going to move significantly faster than this hand. I don't know how many people have ever seen John Daly practice, but John Daly will come out to the practice and he'll hit 10 to 15 balls with his left arm only. And what he's doing there is trying to get that rhythm of the left arm pulling in the same speed that his right hand pushes. Pull and push need to be in somewhat of an equal rhythm. And that's what he's trying to get to happen. Because if I let my left arm collapse, this is not a power position. I'm not creating power from a position where my left arm collapses and my right arm takes over. This is a cast or a steepening. This is deep into it. If I'm able to keep those arms in one rhythmed motion, I'm able to shallow or hit a square strike. Very important that we work on our arms and hands, our grip. Make sure our grip's correct. Remember, we're in the fingers and we're feeling nice and loose here. We don't want to be super tight. Once I get super tight on the club, I start using a lot of my right thumb. Once the right thumb comes into play, I have a tendency to stand the shaft up and come right down in the ball and chunk it. I don't want that. I want my arms to work in a similar rhythm, a similar rhythmic motion. So how do I do that, coach? Start small, putting, and then I move to chipping, pitching, and then full swing. And there's a guy that's been teaching golf on the east coast of Florida. His name is Bob Toski. He's been teaching it since the 40s. Playing competitively and teaching since the 1940s. Think about that. It's 2019. He's been very successful at it. And what he teaches you is you'll start at putting, and then you go to chipping, then to pitching, and then to full swing. Well, the reason why he does that is because he wants you to get a feel for each motion as you go along in that pattern. You want to be able to make those proper swings as we go along. All right, we want to get a good rhythm for what we're feeling. So many people run out here and they're on the range and they're grab their driver and they hit 10 drives and they head straight to the first tee. Do you think that would give you any kind of rhythm in your golf game? Probably not. Probably the best thing you can do for your golf game is go over to the bunker and hit 10 to 15 bunker shots, which is going to give you some rhythm and speed. Feel that good release. Feel the body moving, and then head to the first tee if you don't have a lot of time. Probably the worst thing you can do is run out here and hit drivers. Remember, in golf, too, we have our short game, putting, sand play. These are skills. We need to practice our skills more than we do our golf swing. A golf swing, you want to be functional. I need some sort of method that's going to deliver me from A to B, and then from B to C, and then into the hole. So remember, when I hit a drive 320 yards, I still got to hit that 3-foot putt, and they both count the same. So then what would you think would be most important in that sequence? Probably the putting and chipping, because they count just as much as a 320-yard drive. So many people come and say, hey, coach, I want to get some distance. I say, hey, how about we get some accuracy? How about we practice our skills? How about we work on our skills? How about we become better at our skills? Chipping, pitching, putting, sand play. If you're looking to reduce your handicap, those are the 4 things that are going to allow you to do it. Not so much full swing. But when you do make a full swing, you want to make a functional full swing. You don't want to have to, you're not necessarily going to look like a tour player where you get here to parallel every time and it's perfect. First off, you're not working out at the level they are. You don't have the fitness level they do. Sorry. I mean, you may be fit. You might say, well, coach, I just ran the Boston Marathon. What are you talking about? I'm not fit. Well, you're fit cardiovascularly, but you're not golf fit. You're not using the golf muscles. Most people that work an office job, or work a job where they're in a car a lot, or work behind a computer, you're sitting all the time. You're in this position. You're seated, typing away, okay? So when you do that, you get here, inflexibility. So you're not able to make this inner hip rotation that's needed in the golf swing. Let me give you a little suggestion. GFX Orange. See my buddy Brian Newman, he's got some great workouts, some great stuff. Get an orange slice, work out at home if you're really into golf. If you're like saying, okay, coach, you know what, I ran the 5Ks and I did the marathon and I've done the triathlon. Now I want to really get into golf. You know, I want to become a better player. We've got to work that fitness level. That's got to be part of your training. So you're going to train, then you're going to work on your skills. Chipping, pitching, putting, sand play. More time there than you spend on the range. Everybody wants to hit drivers. Everybody wants to run to the range and hit driver as hard as I can, because everybody is in love with the idea of distance. Distance with the regular golfer should be kind of a secondary thought. Accuracy, chipping, pitching, putting, sand play. Those are the things you want. You want a functional golf swing, and you want to work on your skill set. You've got to work on your skills to reduce your handicap. There's no way around that. There's no magic pill. There's no McDonald's, my way, right away. The only way to do it is through practice. Get enough time to practice. Now let's say, you say, coach, I don't have time to practice. I got 4 kids at home and I got and I only got so many hours for golf. What do I do? Well, don't run here to the range right away. Get to the putting green. And just don't go up and smack a couple 20-footers. Pick a 3-foot putt, knock 5 in a row in. Then maybe hit some 20-footers for distance. You don't even really have to putt at a hole. Stand on one side of the putting green and putt to the other and try to lag it up to the edge, just to get a feel for the greens as you go out. Chip before you go out. Hit some sand shots. That's going to loosen you up much more than this will. This will be more injury if you come out and you try to hit 10 to 15 drives. I watch it every day. Golfers, they run, they get a bag of balls, they're 2 clubs in and they're already on their driver. Go to a tour spot. Watch those guys. They chip and pitch before they hit balls. They putt, then they hit balls, and then they putt again sometimes. Think they might know something? Think they might be onto something? I mean, it's one thing to practice, but you got to practice correctly to become a better player. All right, everybody have a great day. We'll see you next time at Stony Brook.